We have a few cats. Yes, we do. There's one in there. But here is a clean. I just emptied it out. It does work great, except on one thing. What do you think that is? I consider myself a vacuum aficionado. My concern with vacuums is not glitter and confetti. My issue is not even these little guys and their hair or dander. What concerns me is the freaking cat litter. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in here. Alright. Make it all back nice and... Everything does have it in there, right? Hold on. Okay, it's back there. I'm going to take a handful of litter. And it's clean because I just put some in here. So, just watch. I'm going to take some. There's something here on the floor already, as you can see. Right? I'm going to take a little more so you can see it. And it's right here. See? Little pile I'm making. This is the test that gets me. Okay? Now, I'll tell you beforehand. This vacuum, this $200, hoity-toity super clean vacuum, is not the best when it comes to cat litter, and I'll show you why. Turn it on. I got the thing on there. Right? Put it back, and we're gonna go over this messy pile that's bigger than you can see. Now watch. It's on hard floor. Okay? Now you can see there's a piece right here, right? See that little piece? Watch. I'm gonna go right next to it, and there's no suction from the side. See? Look at that. Look how close I have to get for that piece to get up. I'll get closer. And closer, and closer, and closer, and closer, and look, right on the edge of it, see it? And it's not stuck, it's right here, watch. See? That's stuck, nothing. Right, here it is again, look at my eye. Watch, is it really close to it? See? Nothing. This thing sucks from the side. Look at that, right on top of it. Right on top of this vacuum. And you can see the tank is clean, practically empty. Nothing screwing around the way their hair is in. But this vacuum fails for me. And I'm going to go over the pile in a second, alright? So I have to get that piece to go. Let's see how close. Oh, finally went. Had to be right on top of it. Now we're going to try this. One slow pass, straight on. Right? And we're going to watch, the back of it's pretty clean, right? See that? We're going to go right over it. And see how it does. I can hear it. And this is what it did. Nothing much. And I shot a whole bunch of it out the back. You see? That's a fail for me. That really is a fail. 200 and something bucks. And that's what it does. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the carpet. Alright? You see, so now what I'm going to do for this is what? Go over this like 5 times. Let's see how long it takes for this to do it. Let's do that, alright? Go back here where it shot it all out. Alright, let's see. It's not confetti, it's just everyday frigging cat litter. Why can't they make it vacuum? Look at this, see, it's still there. Look up, it's still there. Why doesn't it suck it up? It gets all over the wheels too, see? All over the wheels. If I gotta make 15 passes because this thing keeps shooting at the back, and here, see? It shoots it all out the back. If I could return this, I would. As a matter of fact, I think I will. Maybe get the better one. That's over right Hoover. But this, to me, that's the biggest thing, is the cat litter. And it does a crappy ass job on it. It really does. There's no side suction on this that I can see. And you know, here's a way I can tell you, I can show you. Let's see. If I lean this back a little bit, so like sometimes suction gets activated that way. And I have a feather up here. See feather? Let's see where this thing sucks from the most. Let's watch. Well, the orange ones are bent already. That's not fair. That's not good, so I'm not going to use that. But let's take a handful. Very clean litter, so I'm not being gross. And we'll put it on the carpet. Right? Oh, the kitty made a big mess. Now, I know it's going to do good on the carpet. Ow! That little kitten, he's in here. So I'm going to do this right here, right now. Okay? So he kicked on the carpet. Right? Bailey, stop! I'm sorry. He's playing, you little monster. Yeah, brother. Yep. No complaints on carpet. No complaints on carpet. Like I said, the fail for me here is the other part. So I think I'm going to package this thing up. I'm going to send them a nasty little letter. And if they want to do something about it, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to give them a call and tell them they can take their vacuum back. And I feel really bad because I've never bought a new vacuum. I read the reviews on this. I thought they were good. And like I said, I am a vacuum aficionado. And the test for me is always cat litter on floors. It's just plain, laminate floor. I mean, what excuse can they give for why this thing can't suck up a piece of litter? It has zero side suction, nothing. There's nothing that sucks nothing from the sides. I just don't understand that. I don't have to keep banging this thing into corners. It should suck it up. It's got an 11 amp motor. It's great on carpets. I'm not going to complain about that. It's built like a tank. It really is. But test for me. I've had Dysons. I've used Sebos. Sebo is the one that got it the most. I had an automatic X, and I still have it, but it died recently. It automatically adjusted its own height to the type of surface you were on. It didn't need no blinky lights, or it had just a couple lights that either was going up, that the head was going up or down, and that was it. And it had very good suction on floors like this. And it also has a strip in the rear of the head, of the power head, that blocks, it's a little rubber strip along the back that blocks items getting shot out the back, like this one does. They just shoot out the back. So there's no way for it to stop. It just shoots out the back. So the floors that you did before, as you can see here, there's stuff all over the floors. I'll get it down close so we could see it. I'm not lying. And that's just annoying for me. I'm not a neat freak, but I am. Especially with cat litter, because you wind up grinding it into the surfaces that it's on if it's hard. And for a $200 vacuum, yeah, albeit it's not the $300 model, but I don't think that the more advanced model is going to do more. And if it is, they want to convince me. Here, where am I? Can I get me on here? have to pause this thing to do. Well, anyway, so I can't turn the camera on to see me, but if you want to see me, there I am. Hello. If they want to convince me about this vacuum, then they need to send me one, and I will do this whole test again. And if it works, I'll pay you for it. But if not, this thing's going back in the box, and my wife is going to be pissed off at me because I got it for a couple of reasons. One, the reviews are great. The confetti and the glitter tests that seem to be done by people often seem to do pretty well. You know, the carpets, I think there's no complaint about the way it cleans carpets, and the way that the head goes, it automatically adjusts, you know, from turning the brush off or on, which is all that what's that floor sense thing does. It just turns the brush on, as far as I'm concerned, it turns it on and off, or it slows it down. But that doesn't change. It's pretty much zero suction from the sides. And as you saw by that one little piece of litter, which was pretty big, it didn't even budge it. It didn't even move it scintilla. It did nothing till it was on top of it. And it shoots it out the back, and I put the pile of litter down on the floor, fresh, dry litter, and it just pretty much looks at it. You know, so that to me is a big fail, and my wife is going to be pissed off, Hoover. So I said, I finally bought a Hoover. I bought a real vacuum, and I've never done a review, let alone, you know, online reviews for movies and stuff. I've never done a review for a vacuum, and you deserve this review because there are people like me out there with cats. And our big issue, I think, aside from the hair and the carpets and the furniture, which is this thing I have no doubt will do great on furniture with the little one tool that comes with it, by the way. You know, then again is the other issue. This hose is great. I'm gonna turn this back on again for a second, switch around. So the hose is great. Just this hose here, it's really good. But when you take this little piece out here, and you just got this little thing in your hand, be careful if you're sucking somewhere low, because this isn't that light, by the way. I mean, it's, you know, 19 pounds, 18 pounds, whatever the hell it is, it's fine for me. 16 pounds. But if you, let me take it off here and show you. Off handle. Well, show it one-handed, but it could be. So here's the handle, right? So you got this big handle in your hand. Okay? Now when you turn this on, like this, you can hear got a lot of suction. But if you got the nozzle on and you're doing anything like down, and if it's this way, it's going to fall on top of you. So be wary of that. Cleaning this dirt collection bin is awesome. I've had ones like this by, you know, Dirt Devil and Eureka and probably, you know, Shark and whatever brands, you know, out there. This is really good, and what I like about it is that it's built pretty much like a tank, and there's access to that little tunnel part up there, that metal mesh for these filters, so they're easy to clean. The other filters are in here, and they're on the sides and everywhere else, and you don't need any tools. I put it together in 2 minutes. The design is aesthetically pleasing, and it really is an awesome looking vacuum. And for the most part, like I said, get back in there, for the most part it works well on carpets. It does what it's supposed to do on carpets. This little head thing does what it's supposed to do. What it doesn't do well is floors, hard floors, and let's take a look at underneath it. And you can see the design floors right here. I'm gonna put the light on. Bing. There you go. The design floors, and like I said, I'm a vacuum aficionado. So there are a couple of things that I wonder. If it doesn't get higher or lower, there's no height adjustment. So this thing pretty much just runs along the floor at a preset height that's preset by these, very well built. I could see the brass bearings or shafts in them. These little wheels, these little rollers. And there's electronics in there and all this other stuff. And wherever these little secret sensors are, I don't know, that detect whether it's on carpet or hard floor. But the height is fixed, in other words. There's nothing about height on here. Now, what would it have taken Hoover? I could see one design they could have taken care of instantly. If they had put a strip, a rear strip, I don't know, either a rear strip or something like the SIBO has. It has a little strip along here. It may be further back because it's a big power head. It keeps, and it's like a windshield wiper sort of thing on the SIBO, and it stops when this thing is spinning this way, as what it spins. Of course, it's not necessarily shooting stuff up into here, because the suction is sucking up into here, and this just beats things on the carpets. That's why it goes off and it's on hard floors, or slows down. And there's the throat, as it may be, but there's nothing to stop anything that this head hits shooting out the back, which is the problem with the litter. That's all around here from what I was doing before. It's all over the place. So that means I have to either take this head off, I have to take the canister off and hold it and walk around sucking up pieces, or I have to go get my regular just suction vacuum and vacuum again. So again, it defeats the purpose. It's driving me crazy that I waited a few days to get my brand new Hoover and some simple floor design issues, and it's called wind tunnel. Well, it does suck well. It has a lot of power for suction, but there's something wrong. Here's the sides of it. And we're talking about the sides of the vacuum. Well, here's the sides. There may be little slits here, right along here, but there's no suction, and the video proved it. I'll do it again right now, even, because people think I'm crazy, and I'm not. I'm gonna take this little pile right here. I'm gonna take a little pile, and I'm gonna turn this on. And this stuff is loose. It's fresh. It's clean, so it's not weighted down. It's not damp. It's not moist. Here, I'm gonna get some more from here. This is all, by the way, from what the vacuum kicked back at me. Yeah, I'm in back of the vacuum vacuuming, and it's going over this dry litter, and it's spitting it out the back, which it just drives me crazy. I've been on the hunt for a vacuum that doesn't do this, and my wife thinks I'm insane, but I've been on the hunt for a vacuum that can pass this simple test. Maybe Hoover next time, or whoever, Shark, should give out a little bag of cat litter and see if it passes that test. Not confetti, which really has no weight to it, and glitter, which really has absolutely no weight to it. It's like picking up, I don't know, a feather, a shred of hair. Of course anything's going to pick that up, but put a little tiny bit of weight on it, like litter, and I don't know how much more litter may weigh than, and dry litter too at that. So it's not even absorbed. This litter is fresh, like I said. It hasn't even absorbed any moisture or dampness. My house is pretty dry. So I'm going to take this again, And you're going to see this live. I'm going to turn it on. Alright, turn this thing on, the power button, the floor sensor's on. So that app is useless. The app only does, the only thing that app does is turn this on or off. So I see no point to that silly app that they have. I have to waste and clog up my phone. So, but before I do this, I'm going to say that this is an incredibly well-built, strong machine. My wife has arthritis. So pushing buttons matters, and grabbing things like this matters. But what is annoying to many people, and someone such as her who doesn't want to mess with gadgets and floor switches and floor height, you got to push them with your feet to make it, either go multi-stepping heights, multi-lowering heights, and also to make it, the ones that you have to push the button in the back to make it do this. So you can, release it. This one just sits. Its steering is awesome. It didn't take no time at all to get used to it, by the way. It's almost like, my little pile of litter. It's almost, the turn is like those zero-turn mowers that you sit on. Or the ones that you sit on. Its turn radius is incredible. It gets as low as can be. You could get, it goes all the way down to the floor if I wanted to. It has no problem. There's nothing to click to make it go all the way down. There's not a problem. The complaint is simple, and it's a big complaint. It's number one. It's number one, side suction, and also there's my little kitten walking across. He's only 9 months old. The side suction. And the suction alone when you walk, when you go over something. So here's this little pile of litter, and to make you feel better, so you see, I'm gonna get some more dry litter. Grab a hand of it. See right here, nice, fresh, dry as a bone. I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, now you see that. Okay, I'm not gonna pause. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna turn it on. This switch is on. This is gonna go on. All right. There's nothing in the cup for a few chinchilla things that I picked up. Alright, so now I'm going to hold my foot here, push it back. It's on hard floor. Now let's watch. And that, right now there's nothing, right? I'm going to go right over the center of it. Here's what happens. See? For a powerful vacuum, it's not even powerful enough because I see the beater's going still. Albeit slow, let me see. Let me put my hand on it. Is that beater going? It's going, but ever so slow. My hand's underneath it. And you probably can see it. You see it's going? It's going very slow though. But even that alone, it produced a freaking mess in the back of it. Alright? So now we're going to see the side suction results. I just move this over. Alright? Now I'm going to take this little sucker. I'm going to slide him over here. Let's see. Watch all these little pieces. See that little piece right here? Here's a big one. Watch. See that piece? It's right over that path. It's still there. You see it? It's still there. For me. I'm getting more and more aggravated watching this. My wife is going to shoot me. So, this is going to get, I'm going to use this the last time. I got to take this handle off and suck this up manually. And then I'm going to write Hoover a nice, nasty, honest user review. I hope this is helpful to you, because it was sure even more enlightening to me. let's do this last file here. Let's see, here's a file right here. I gotta move my phone to hold up. This piece is right here. I mean, this thing has to be really right on top of it. And why can't this thing suck this up? It's a piece right there. Look at this. If I go over this again, it's going to screw that section to grind it down to the floor. You know, so that's a fail. My wife is going to shoot me. Thank you, Hoover, for making a great vacuum with great looks, but this simple test, it's such a basic, simple test, and it says, and they say, hold on. They say one of the biggest things is tested paws and claws. Well, let's go with the paws. P-A-W-S. Here it is. Litter. Cats kick out litter. Dry litter, whatever. But this is usually what we have to clean up around the house because they kick it out with their little paws, you know. But if it can't basically suck this up without having to go over it 4 or 5 times, or me having to go get a regular, just plain sucky, non-motorized head vacuum, then what's the point of me having this? I thought this would do the job of, this would replace my other 2 vacuums. So for me, this was why. This was the main reason why I got, a couple of reasons. And I know this is a long review, but this is a couple of reasons why I got it. One was for its ease of use. That part, it seems to be okay. It is easy to use. There's no switches down below to release, you know, so it could go backwards and go really low. It could go as low, and you could get under things as far as that power head is, as you know, from here to the neck. This is as far as you can get under anything, by the way. So it's this. You see, as far as that, as much as that can get under something, this is all you'll be able to get under anything, which is fine. You know, it's expected because you got this big, you know, wonderful tank in the way. So, but cleaning it is a breeze. Putting it together was a breeze. Nice big buttons. It's built like a tank. I would say it's metal where it needs to be metal, and wherever it is plastic or composites. They are strong and sturdy, and the hose is okay. I'm not trying to get, you know, we have, you know, what, 10-foot ceilings, 12-foot ceilings. I haven't tried to get up there yet because my purpose of getting this was to get rid of the buttons on the floor that you have to switch from carpet to bare floor and carpet height. That's just annoying. And I was going to get a different model Hoover that apparently, you know, it wasn't a floor sense model. It was actually $100 cheaper than this, and they said it could suck an elephant into it. So I might wind up doing that and returning this. It's just like some wind tunnel thing. But that one, well, was my first choice. And I said, let me see if there's a better model, a newer model. And this is what I had decided on. And I'm quite disappointed because where it may succeed at the carpet and its, you know, loss of buttons on the floor and height adjustments, and again, it doesn't height adjust. It just senses the floor type, and it turns either off, on, I think, but I'm pretty sure for my use, it slows down the rate at which the beater is spinning. Which is good for carpets, and you don't want to scratch your floors. But the height does not adjust at all. There is no way to adjust the height. There's no automatic height adjustment like on a Sebo Automatic X or other vacuums like that automatically they go up, they lower or raise the head depending on what type of surface it senses the height. That worked really. The Sebo version, the Sebo that does that is amazing. We have one that just died. That's why I decided to see, what else is out there. Cleaning this is incredibly simple. You don't need any tools to put it together, nor to clean it. I even look at the manual. I have it, so I just looked at it to make sure I was taking, sometimes the hair gets caught up in this part, this wind tunnel part, because most of the dirt collects down here. But hair and things like that get up here. That's why there is a button for the cyclone axis, which is up here. So if you want to get into there, you got to push this thing in, and it comes, this top part comes, after you take it out like this, here, we'll take it out like this. Yeah, I'll show you. So that's that, right? And you push the button here, you push that little button, and the bottom flaps out, and it all dumps all the goodness that it caught, right? But you see this part up here, this wind tunnel thing? To get the hairs that catch in there, which winds up, you know what, this is like a cotton candy machine. Think of that. You ever watch them make cotton candy? How it spins around that little metal mesh, which is what this pretty much is. It's a metal mesh like you would see in a cotton candy machine. But to get the hair out of there, and for all you allergy people, where this may help allergens stay, wherever you dump it, but of course it doesn't, because it's not a bag. So whatever you release, when you release this, whatever gets airborne is going to get airborne. It may not shoot stuff back into the air while you're using it, like some vacuums do. You ever see them do that on that Shark commercial? They have the UV light on, they shut the lights off, and they run these things over like baking powder or something, and you could see it shooting out the back. Well, that's what pretty much all these filters do, is stop that from happening for wherever it shoots the air out of. Now, over here, like I said, is this little cyclone release thing. See this? So you put this down, you push this down, and this comes up. Right? I'll put my foot back here. And then this lifts, and there's the little mesh thing, and that's how you clean it out. Very simple. It really is an awesome, it's a new, awesome design, and it really does good. There's the filters again, and there's, the entry and exit ports for the air. Yeah, it sucks and ejects. Put this back in, you just go like this, and click, and it goes in. But, and you see I had the suction control was all the way up, full throttle. So that wasn't why it wasn't sucking this up. Who would probably troubleshoot me and say, oh, you probably had the suction control, which is just a bunch of, holes. Actually, has nothing to do with the speed. Nothing to do with the speed. It has to do with the amount of raw suction. Opening this up reduces the amount of suction. So if you go on small little area rugs that aren't heavy enough to stay down by themselves, it'll suck it up. Opening this reduces the probability or the possibility of that from happening. I guess it works well. I don't have many rugs like those, maybe one or two, but I just throw them in the wash. So after I do this cleaning fiasco here now, I gotta sit down and I'm gonna write Hoover and tell them they could take this back. And I'm very, very disappointed, because it doesn't do what I expected it to do. It doesn't do what I wanted it to do. It doesn't do what I bought it for. If it doesn't do what I bought it for, then why should I keep it? Yes, it does great on carpets, like I said, but most vacuums do well on carpets. When it comes to switching and to floors, there's no complaint. It switches, it does what it's supposed to do, albeit that it just reduces the rotation speed of the beater brush. The beater brush on any floor like this is going to shoot it right out the back. And I'll pause this. I'm going to show you what the SIBO has, okay? Hold on. Okay, I'm out here, and by the way, for a steam mop, you can't beat this one. It's like 59 bucks. There's nothing better than cleaning floors, especially if you have children and pets around. Ah, this is good. It's a newer model of the Sienna one. The Sienna, that's the manufacturer brand. And it's got these little triangle pads. It's the best, most sanitizing mop that I could find, and it works great. It's not a hoity-toity. There's, you know, if you need spritzes and instant steam, then get one that has that. But this one, for us, it does great. Most of our floors are all tile. Anyway, so back to the vacuum issue. So here's a Sebo automatic X4. Right? It was, when it's new, about $400 or $500. Whether I paid that or not does not matter here. But that's the way this thing is set up, right? So it's one of these uprights, I guess you'd call them. See, all you needed to do for this, if you don't release this little orange lever, it doesn't go down, right? So you release this, and it goes down. If you need to go further down, you'd push the little orange thing again over here, and make it go flatter. And this actually goes flatter and reaches further than that Hoover, right? And these little tools are on board. The hose on this, just so you can see, the hose on this comes out. It's right here actually. Doesn't need an extension hose because it actually has one on there. And the tools are good and works great. It worked well, but it's a bit worn out. Now the front that I told you about. I'm gonna lie it down. And the only lights on this were for this, you see? It lights up when it's on carpets, the height adjusts by itself. When it's on hardwood or bare floors, the light says it's going down. See, it says down. And it'll light up, and this whole head rides on two fixed rear wheels, and it has this center wheel that has a motor which senses in some amazing magical way. There's a clog release right here. There's a clog, you just open this door. This wheel comes out and back. I don't know how far out it goes, but it goes pretty far. So if you've got really thick, heavy rugs, it'll raise up the vacuum, you know, accordingly. And the brush is right here. It's some side sucker, the suction on this from the sides. Pretty decent. But here's that strip that I told you. You see this thing right here? If I get my finger on it, right here, it runs along. It's hard to see because it's kind of clear. Let's see if I can see it. There, you see the shiny from it? I'm trying to bend it. It's a little strip that runs all along the width of the power head. And what this little simple thing does, and these are replaceable, you slide them out when you like change the bag, or maybe every couple of months. When it wears out, or you see that it's worn, or things start shooting out the rear of the vacuum, then it's probably this little rubber or neoprene, whatever it's made of, strip. It comes in like 1 foot pieces. It comes with the bag kit, because it does need bags. But they last pretty damn good long time. Zero, you know, it's like 99.9%, you know, allergy, hospital grade, filtration, all that. But this little simple step right here, I don't know what cost difference that would make for Hoover, but this stops just about everything from shooting out the back. I don't think, only when it wears out will stuff start shooting back, or if this gets dried after a long time. But if you take care of this, and I said these are replaceable, they come in the bag packs. When you buy a bag, it comes in a box. They call it a service box. Like 10 bags, 10 bag caps to close the bags, to seal the bags up. It comes with an extra filter, 2 filters it comes with, and it comes with 1 or 2 of these strips, so you can replace them. And that's it. This is as simple of anything. This one little silly thing is so simple, and it stops things like the litter from shooting out the back. And if it worked, I would show it to you. But Hoover needs to take other vacuums and see what makes them work and what makes them not work. So Hoover, you're going to be getting, sadly, this vacuum back. My wife is going to be really pissed. That's it from me. I wish I could get this thing out. So it's a 40-minute review I did.